We welcome you in, everybody. I'm Max. Delighted to have you with us here as we welcome you to the PLG playoffs, the summer sizzle, and the series between the Underdogs and Starstruck. As the fourth-seeded Underdogs in the first round defeated Wildman Hockey in 5. They went the whole distance, and they were able to win in that decisive game. For Starstruck, they beat the Hogs in 4 games and were able to move on to the second round series against the Underdogs. Underdogs are pretty good. Starstruck is pretty good as well. This should be a very intense matchup for sure. The 4th-seeded Underdogs and the 5th-seeded Starstruck trying to make an impact here in this round 2 series as we are about to be underway soon as we are waiting for them to get into their lobbies and all that stuff and wait for them until then. We will be right back and we'll give you coverage of the PLG playoffs. We're back, everybody. And the PLG playoffs are about to start. Round 2, Game 1. The 4th-seeded Underdogs and Starstruck, the 5th seed, about to be underway. Starstruck and Underdogs face off. Lineups for both teams here for their respective squads. Game 1 here inside the Underdogs Arena in Florida. The opening draw at center ice, Ethan and Marco. Ethan wins the faceoff. We're underway here in round 2, Game 1. Crench with the puck now. Crench will move it ahead through center. Poke checked away at the blue line. Deeks has it in his own zone. Moving it through center ice. That pass couldn't connect. He'll just dump it into the far corner. Ethan C. behind the net, try to center for Krusty. It was deflected away, and Marco picks it up now for Starstruck. The first possession of Starstruck here tonight. Rick Chell trying to move it ahead. That pass was intercepted by Ethan C. Deeks will move it ahead for Krusty. Across for Boyley. Krusty behind the net now. Pressured by Nuge. Centering pass, they score! A weird deflection Ethan makes it 1-0. Underdogs immediately into the game. On the first shot, 2:51 in. Ethan with his first of this series has made it 1-0. Deeks deflects that out of play, and we'll get a whistle. So an early strike for the fourth-seeded Underdogs. And Starstruck will have to reset mentally after that one. Face-offs outside of the Underdog zone. Marco tried to win the face-off, could not. Krusty will move it ahead now. 3-on-3 crossing the line. Ethan along the far boards looking to center it. Nuge will get it in the corner, pressured by Ethan but Nuge still has the puck. Moves it through center. Marco. Across for Tendy, and that could not go. Krusty will get it in the corner. Apologies there. Twitch is giving us the ad. Ethan now Boyley. Odie through center ice. Avoids a poke check. Tendy to Marco along the far boards. Rick couldn't get it, but Nuge held it in. Here's Odie. He shoots, and a save made by Rack. The first save of the game. And Starstruck was working the puck well on that. Shots are even at 1. 6.5 minutes into this game number 1 of round 2. Tandy across. Nuge scores! Nuge ties it up for Starstruck. A beautiful one-timer. 6:48 in. You already have 2 goals in the game. We're tied at 1. Marco will win the face-off. Odie will move it ahead for Tendy. That is offside of the line, and we have an ad. Well.
And only $250 a night for my favorite site.
Well, we have it here in the corner.
You didn't check Trivago. I got mine for $155. You have to check Trivago.
Oh yeah, prove it.
I don't know what's going on. Screen just froze, so apologies on that.
On Trivago, you can compare hotel prices from multiple different sites, even your favorite one. Look, same hotel, $100 less. You didn't check Trivago?
I didn't check Trivago.
Check Trivago.
Excuse me, everybody. Okay, we're back to action here. Didn't miss much. Tendy. Odie. Try to hold it in, and we get another ad.
What a hotel.
Right? And only $250 a night for my favorite site. What?
I apologize.
Mine for $150.
See if we can go to this one. Apologies, everybody. I'm so sorry this is happening. I don't know what is happening. 1-1 still. And we have another ad. Well, we're going to have to sit through an ad and wait for this one to end. Apologies on that. Had to sit through an ad. We'll be back when the ad ends. We're back, everybody, and it seems like I'm watching this now from the phone. I'll give you a commentary of this. You won't be able to see it. It's a power play for Starstruck right now. And they look to take a 2-1 lead. Odie with the puck now. Odie shoots it in a save made. Tendy will go back to the point for Nuge. Nuge looking, shoots. It was blocked out in front. And Crench will clear it down the length of the ice. We're back in it here. Tandy along the boards. Odie to Nuge at the point. Shot through traffic was blocked out in front. Odie intercepts a pass from Krusty. Marco into the zone on the rush. Tandy poke checked away there. Goes into the far corner. Tandy and then Boyley moves it ahead. 2-on-1 short-handed potentially for Underdogs. Krusty spins. Try to feed it out in front. Could not go. Boyley holds it in as Marco tried to clear it. Nuge will get it along the far boards. Rick will move it ahead on the far wing. Into the zone, got through a check. Rick center, Nuge couldn't get the shot away as Crench pressured him from behind. 3-on-2 the other way for the Underdogs. Boyley looking. Odie trying to defend the rush. Ethan's shot from the side of the net was stopped. A 1-1 time. Nuge with the tying goal on the one-timer. Ties this game up as Starstruck was down early. They get the evening goal to even this game. Beautiful one-timer. And Rack actually got a piece of that. Just didn't get enough of it. I apologize for all these ads. Twitch is just being weird. NHL 25. Shots were even at 4 after the first period. And this is a look at the goal that went into the back of the net on the first one. It was such a weird one. Krusty, and then, oh, that was actually a nice pass. At the side of the net, Ethan C. put it home, and then a one-time blast by, Nuge ties the game up at 1. Second period, we're about to be underway. Game 1 of this round 2 series, best of 5. Either team wins this and needs to win 3 games to move on to the third round. Odie on the backhand gets it behind the net in the offensive zone. Rick behind the net. Krusty lost it to Ethan. Moves it ahead. Deeks moves it ahead for Boyley. Along the boards, Deeks gets it back from the pass. Deeks across. Krusty's shot was blocked out in front and Nuge will move it ahead. His own blue line holds it up at center. Got it intercepted by Boyley. Delayed penalty upcoming to Starstruck. Krusty gets through it towards the net front. A penalty upcoming. A power play for the Underdogs. They look to take the lead back. Face-off is won too cleanly, so it comes back into their own zone. Deeks will move it for Crench. Along the boards. Centered. Boyley save. Odie try to get it out along the boards. Pressured by a lot of players in front. Tendy can't get it out now. Marco does. Crench with the puck now. Sends it across. Deeks only 1 shot on this power play so far for the Underdogs. Deeks centered at the side of the net. Couldn't get it home. Ethan trying to look for his second of the night. Crench centered. Odie. And now Nuge will slap it down the length of the ice. Tendy will get to it first along the boards. Hit off the skate of Boyley. The power play's over. 0 for 1 both teams. Boyley's offside of the line. 5-4 the shots favoring the Underdogs. The only shot they got on the power play is a difference in the shot clock. Marco and Ethan in the face-off outside the Starstruck zone. And Marco wins the face-off. Odie moves it ahead through center ice. Marco drops it off for Odie at the point. Gave it away. Krusty's on a breakaway. Krusty all alone. Stopped. Centering pass goes through the slot. Rick will move it ahead across for Odie. A huge, big-time save by the Starstruck netminder, Moyer. Krusty on the far wing. Stolen away by Nuge. A great work there along the boards. He gave it away, though, and the Underdogs get possession right back. Starstruck has not had a shot here in the period. Up high for Deeks. He shoots through traffic. It was blocked out in front. Ethan C. will get it now. Centering it for Boyley. Marco couldn't get to the puck. It was deflected somehow. Deeks to Crench. Glove save. Krusty to Crench. Full pressure here. Deflected on goal. It is stopped. And a whistle. And a timeout being called here. 1-1 tie here, and a lot of chances for the Underdogs. They have dominated this period. Good saves, though, by Moyer. Apologize again, it's Twitch with their ads. Marco in the face-off dot. Wins the face-off. Nuge moves it ahead for Tendy, pressured by Deeks. Odie will intercept that pass from Deeks. Marco is offside as Tendy was a little bit ahead of him. 9:11 to go in the second period. 1-1 tie here in Game 1 of the Round 2 series between the Starstruck and the Underdogs. The PLG Summer Sizzler playoffs. Krusty. Deeks now with the puck in his own zone. Moves it through center. Krusty gets through. Krusty centered off the outside of the post. And Rick will move it ahead for Tendy. Starstruck getting lucky here. Here's Odie. Let's try to center it for Tendy. Krusty will move it the other way. It's not connecting here for Starstruck. Krusty on the outside. On the far wing is Deeks at the point. Crench up high on the backhand, guarding the puck. Now in the circle, try to center it. It's loose in the crease. Krusty couldn't get a shot away cleanly. And Tendy will move it ahead. Deeks pressured him along the boards. Knocked off the puck. Tendy, Marco, save. Rack, a huge big-time save. Coming in that chance right there. Marco wins the faceoff. Odie shot. Save made by Rack. Tendy to Rick. Rick pressured off the puck. Odie gets it at the point. Rick to Marco. Marco guarding the puck along the boards. Gave it away to Deeks in the corner. Battled for. Marco gets it. Save. Rack. And he'll cover. And now all of a sudden, Starstruck's taking control in this game with the offense. 3 shots in the past shift or two. 11-3 the hits in the game favoring the Underdogs. Shots are even at 7 here in the game with 3:33 left to go in the second. Full pressure by Starstruck. Odie holds it in at the blue line. Pressured. Marco gets it. Across. They score! Rick Chell gets it on the one-timer at 16:58. Marco with a good assist, but Rick with a better shot. And it's 2-1 Starstruck here in Game 1 with 3:02 to go. Tendy will dump it back in, and Starstruck with their first lead of the series here. Coming in the late stages of the second period. Deeks, intercepted pass there. It was meant for Krusty. Rick trying to get through. Rick gets it in the corner. Rick behind the net, pressured. A minute and a half left to go. Rick at the side of the cage. Marco, oh, what a save. Rack of a huge save there for the Underdogs. Boyley across for Krusty. That's intercepted by Tendy. He can't get it out of the zone though. Krusty deflected. Delayed penalty upcoming, and the Starstruck takes a penalty with 5.2 remaining in the period. The second opportunity on the power play for the Underdogs. That kind of kills the momentum here for Starstruck. They need to kill off this penalty. 4 seconds to go. Krusty holds it in. Crench shot. Save by the glove with 0.4 left. Moyer with the save on the glove side. Empty net at the other end. They're trying to do everything here to try to get that tying goal in the dying seconds. Does not work as Tendy won the faceoff. As Marco went to the box on that penalty. (2-1). Starstruck leading it. Third period. Big kill for Starstruck. Big opportunity for the Underdogs. We're back underway, third period. Starstruck with a 2-1 lead, but they got a big penalty to kill off. If they can kill it, it'd be huge to hold on to their lead. Deeks from the blue line. That was blocked by Nuge. Nuge looking to get it out. He will. Gets crunched along the boards by Crench. Krusty into the zone on the entry. From up high, Krusty try to pass it. And it was deflected in the slot, and Nuge will clear it once again. With 45 seconds to go on the power play. Shots are 9-8 in favor of Starstruck. Crench into the zone. Krusty onside. Krusty trying to move into the slot. Rick will get it now. Can't get it out of the zone, though. Deeks. Not a Krusty. Back check there. Power play expires. 0 for 2 on the night. Ethan centered. And Rick will get it now. Marco will move it ahead. Through center ice. Tendy. Marco now along the boards. Crunched along the boards by Crench again. 2 big hits by Crench along the boards, and Boyley moves it in to Crench up high. Krusty down low. Marco will get it, and he'll clear it out to center ice. 4 minutes have passed here in the third period. Deeks will move it ahead. Deeks waiting. Deeks at the side of the cage. It is covered by Moyer. Starstruck with a 2-1 lead here. The 5th seed, Starstruck, against the Underdogs, the 4th seed. Trying to take game 1. Best of 5. PLG playoffs, second round. Tendy moves it ahead for Rick. One-on-one with Crench. Rick pressured off the puck, and Ethan will get it now. Moves it ahead for Deeks. Boyley looking across for Krusty. He scores on the one-timer, and we're tied at 2. Good pass there through the top of the slot. And we are tied at 2 with a goal by Krusty. The right winger putting it into the back of the net. And now they have the shot advantage, 11-9. The Underdogs. See if the Stars can get one of those shifts again when they were really being pressured a lot. Shot, score, Ethan C. Short side goal, and all of a sudden, the Underdogs have the lead. 3-2. On back-to-back shots. Wow. Marco will get it now off the face-off. Tendy. Tendy will get it. And Odie dumps it back in with Marco trying to get it now. Along the boards, Crench will move it ahead. Boyley now gets through a check from Odie. Boyley. Up high to Deeks at the point. Crench has the puck in the circle. Krusty shot blocked. Ethan C gets it now. Centering pass. Boyley couldn't put it home. 3-2. Dogs leading it. Trying to hold on and take game 1 as the 4th seed. Marco wins the face-off. Odie moves it across for Nuge. That pass was intercepted. Offside at the line with 10:52 to go. That shot after the whistle hit the post, I think, or might have been saved by Rack. Marco has the puck off the face-off, and Nuge. Rick will move it ahead. Pressured along the boards by Krusty and Crench. And now a 3-on-2 developing. 2-on-1. Krusty into the middle. Krusty on the outside. Boyley scores! And an onslaught here in the third. It is now a 4-2 Dogs lead. Marco will win the face-off, or did not. Ethan C won the face-off. It is now a 4-2 Underdogs lead. Krusty moving it ahead. Deflected in the middle. Nuge will get it now. Moves it ahead for Rick. Dropped it off for Nuge. Rick deflected off a poke check. Offside at the line by Nuge, and a late hit after that. 8:36 to go in the third. It was 2-1 Starstruck when we entered the second period. Now it's a 4-2 Underdogs lead. Marco wins the face-off. Crench Along the boards. Krusty. Behind the net, trying to wrap it around. It's loose in the slot. Ethan C. will get it. Lost there to Marco. Trying to move it ahead for Tendy. Odie. Marco gets it now on the drop pass. Marco into the zone. On the outside, try to center it. Knocked away there, and Boyley will move it ahead. Krusty on the outside as well. Crench into the middle. Krusty. Boyley couldn't get the shot away as it's intercepted by Tendy. Rick moves it ahead with 5:50 left to go here in the third period. Starstruck need 2 to tie it in game 1. Krusty will move it ahead now. On the rush. Ethan C. scores a hat trick! And it's 5-2 Underdogs. Odie moves it ahead for Tendy. Crench. Tendy's down on the ice. Crench will move it ahead. On the outside. Odie. So not a good start for Starstruck in this series. Allowing 5 goals in the opening game of this series. Marco Nuge now with the puck at the point. Makes a move. Across for Tendy. Rick! Oh my goodness, what a save! Krusty will get it now. What a save by Rack. With less than 2 minutes to go. 5-2. Underdogs with a 3-goal lead. Tendy. Marco went down on the collision at the blue line. Krusty will move it ahead. 3-on-2. Krusty. Across for Boyley. Back for Krusty. Couldn't get the shot away on net. Rick will intercept that. 50 seconds to go in the period. Nuge with some speed. On the outside, Nuge in the circle. And Ethan. Crench now. Moves it ahead for Boyley. 2-on-2. Krusty. Try to center it. Crench a one-timer. And it was saved. Krusty again. Poke checked away by Rick. 30 seconds to go here in the period. Odie will move it ahead. Tendy. Rick. Try to center it. Knocked away by Crench. Odie. Lost it at center ice. Deeks. Lost it again. Gets it back. Off the side of the cage. Try to jam it in. 13.9 left to go in the third. Marco will win the faceoff. Odie has it now. Pressured by Krusty. Into the slot. Turned over to Krusty. Boyley will pass it out to center. Delayed penalty upcoming. 4-on-4 with 1.9 left. A boarding on Tendy. Face-off in the underdog zone. Marco wins the face, or try to win the face-off. Krusty almost shot into his own net. Underdogs take game 1. And Starstruck will have to find a response. They do not want to go down 2-0 in a best of 5. Underdogs lead the series 1-0. We'll be right back with game 2 coming up next on the MHS coverage of the PLG Summer Sizzler. We welcome you back, everybody. Game 2 of the series. Underdogs lead the series 1-0. And Starstruck looking to even the series. And that does not look like Nathan McKinnon. Game 2 in Dallas. Starstruck home. What an intro sequence right there. And the Underdogs and Starstruck having some technical difficulties here. Pardon me, everybody. Okay, there we go. Game 2. Marco in the face-off down at center ice. We're underway. Odie will move it ahead for Tendy. Apologies, everybody. Rick. And then Ethan will move it ahead. Boyley. Odie. Pressured. Boyley gets it. Krusty's trying to center it. Krusty up high for Crench. To Deeks. A shot save made by Moyer. Odie has the puck now. 1-0. The shot's favoring the Underdogs. Shot towards the net was blocked by Crench. Apologies, everybody, again. Krusty. Into the zone. Into the slot. Shot deflected wide of the net. And as a power play upcoming, the third opportunity in this series. Odie in the box now. And they call that for obstruction, I believe. And so, the penalty kill for Starstruck. 2 for 2. Face-off won by Marco in game 1. Crench could not hold that in as it's fired down the length of the ice. Power play. Rick cleared. Deeks moves it through center into the offensive zone. Nuge couldn't clear it out of the zone. Crench held it in. Deeks shot deflected by Rick. Rick trying to get it out. He will. That's, I believe, the third time he's gotten out of the zone. Boyley moves it ahead for Deeks. Now into the middle. Ethan C. Now Krusty. Deeks, eye slot. Boyley waiting. Shot save made by Moyer. And Rick will clear it out to center. 3 through 3 on the penalty kill in the series. Deeks moves it ahead on the backhand. Shots are 2-0. Tendy offside. Marco is a step ahead. If you're just joining us, game 2 of this series. Starstruck looking to even the series. Best of 5. Crench from the blue line, from the point now into the high slot. He scores! What a goal by Crench. A solo effort to move it from the point and all the way into the slot. 1-0 Underdogs. They've scored first for the second straight game. At 6:10 of the first period. Tendy and now Odie. So Starstruck again will have to face another deficit, this time at home. Hopefully they can change a little bit there. Tendy, Marco, delayed penalty upcoming to the Underdogs. And a power play that can start to get the offense going potentially for Starstruck. They need it. Looking for the tying goal. They have no shots in the game. Odie from the point. Spins his way through a check. Tendy can't get the shot away. Marco. Tendy gets it behind the net. Odie tried to center it. Threw it towards the net. It was stopped. Marco pressured along the boards. Rick will get into the corner. We'll go back up high for Nuge. Nuge to Odie. Now back to Nuge. And it's clear down the length of the ice. Boyley will get to the loose puck first. Boyley, short-handed. Rimmed it all the way around out to center ice, and they're just going to kill off the remainder of this power play for Starstruck. 30 seconds to go on it. Tendy gets to the loose puck first. Pressure along the boards. Marco just out of the reach of it. Krusty short-handed. In on goal. Save made. A short-handed opportunity. 0 for 1 on the power play. Shot save made again. Moyer. Tendy will move it ahead. Try to center it and a save. One-timer by Nuge. Marco centered. Scores! Tendy ties it. His first goal of this series is a huge one to even the score. on their second shot of the game. Starstruck has evened the game once again in the first. Marco steals it away. Stretch pass for Tendi. Tendi spins through. He shoots and he's stopped by Rack. Crench will move it ahead for Krusty. Looking to counter the other way. Krusty. Ethan off the post. Hit off the goal post. And will be cleared down length of the ice as the pass from the point could not connect. Deke with the puck now. Pardon me, Deeks will move it ahead for Crench. Deflected in the middle, and Tendi will move it ahead for Rick. Rick on the outside, pressure by Deeks. Rick to Tendi, stopped! Marco's shot was stopped as well. Racker's now getting tested. Shots were 5-1 earlier on in this period, and now they're even at 5. Ethan stopped! He had a hat trick in the first game, and he got denied there on a great chance. Moyer stopped him again. 4:54 to go in the first period. 6-5, the shots favoring the Underdogs. We're tied at 1 here in game number 2. Starstruck trying to even the series. First period, game 2 in Dallas. Marco wins the face-off. Odie moves it ahead for Rick. Dropped it out for Marco in the middle. We'll circle back, and he gave it away to Krusty. Instead, he was trying to pass it for Rick. But Rick helps out Marco there with a poke check to get the possession back for Starstruck. Marco into the zone on the outside. Pressured along the boards by Deeks as it was stolen away. Marco towards the front of the net. Loose in front. Shot wide of the net. Rick. Marco can't get it. Nuge passes it for Tendi. Tendi looking. Pressured. Cornered by 2. Marco gets crushed along the boards. Boyley will move it ahead with a minute and a half to go. Deeks towards the net front. Stop there. Marco will move it ahead for Rick. 1 minute left to go here in the first period. Shot by Marco! Wide! Odie, shot. Blocked out in front by Ethansy. Boyley will move it ahead for Krusty. Ethansy's open in the middle. Krusty shot, save! Moyer with a great opportunity. Three seconds to go in the first period. Marco could not win the faceoff. Deke's shot blocked out in front of the net. That'll do it for the first period. 1-1 is your tied score after 1. Krusty with a massive hit in that play of the period. We're back, everybody, for the second period. 7-6, the shots favoring the Underdogs here in game number 1. First period, tied after 1, after 20. We're underway in the second. 6 shots for Starstruck. Marco moves it ahead. Marco towards the net. He's stopped. Nuge to Tendi. Try to center it for Marco out of the reach. It was intercepted. 2-on-1 here. Krusty with Boyley. Krusty across for Boyley. Stopped. Ethan to the point for Deeks. Crench shot. Glove save. And the rebound swatted wide on an open cage. Marco to Rick. Deeks will get it in the corner. Slaps it down. And a great pass on a slap pass. Krusty stopped by Moyer. What a pass. Boyley to Deeks at the point. Now into the far circle. Ethan shot. Oh, what a save again by Moyer. Rick will move it ahead on the far wing. Gets through the defense. Rick try to get through. He almost did. Crench. Shot towards the net. Was stopped. Ethan steals it away. has the puck, and he'll just send it down underneath of the ice back into his own zone. Deeks now with the puck. 6 minutes into the second period. Boyley. Ethan's in the middle. Deeks will hold it in at the point. Marco will get it now. Looks to stretch it up for Rick out of the reach. Rick will get to the loose puck. Oh, wait. Oh, they called that icing. I thought Rick was going to beat the battle to the icing, but apparently not. And we'll get a face-off with some tired bodies on the ice. Jenny's out of gas right now. Marco wins the face-off, and Nuge pressured off the puck. Rick and Krusty forced a turnover. Crench to Deeks at the high point. Crench to Deeks again. Deeks, Krusty in the slot. Try to pass it back door for Boyley. Covered up there nicely by the Starstruck defense. Crench try to center for Ethan, and Starstruck will intercept. Tendy moves it ahead. He has the only goal in the game for Starstruck. Tendy into the circle. He shoots, and a save made by Rack. .10:28 left to go here in the second period. Marco in the face-off dot. On the glove side, won the face-off. Tendy. Nuge to Rick. Rick will get it now along the far boards, pressured by Krusty. And then Rick gave it away to Krusty. Boyley will move it ahead. Dropped off for Crench. Dumped into the corner. Nuge will get it. Rick trying to get to that puck. Crench. And Marco couldn't get it, but it's sent down the length of the ice anyways. Rack will cover that puck. (11-8), the shots favoring the Underdogs here in game 2. Marco wins the faceoff. Odie has the puck at the point, now along the far boards. Odie waiting in the circle. We'll have to slow it down. Continues to work on Boyley. Shot! Broke the glass, I think. Wow. I think that might have went through the crease. That shot by Odie, and that did not go into the back of the net. Marco trying to win another face-off, and that could not go. Krusty will move it ahead for Boyley. Boyley, centered. Ethan C. scores his 4th goal of the series, and it is 2-1. Great pass back door there. Here's Ethan C. moving ahead for Boyley. Back on the rush again. Boyley scores! Back-to-back goals. It's 3-1. And that's how fast the Underdogs can work that offense. It is now 3-1 in game 2. And just like that, a tie game changes. That's how it was in the 3rd period of game 1. Starstruck with the lead and deflected on goal. That stopped Moyer. And now Starstruck has to reset mentally here. They need to. They really need to have this game here for sure. Because if they go down 2-0, Underdogs just need 1 win. Starstruck would need 3 straight wins to win the series. Krusty centered it. Score! Ethan C. And it's 4-1. My oh my. His 5th goal of the series. He's on a hat-trick watch on back-to-back games in this opening 2 games of the series. 4-1 now. Marco intercept. Rick and dropped off for Nuge. On the outside, Nuge in the circle. Krusty will move it ahead for Deeks. Onside, Deeks. Shot, save. Moyer. 16-8, the shots favoring the Underdogs. They have a 4-1 lead here in game 2. Starstruck will need an incredible comeback if they need this game to tie the series. They will need an impossible one here. Can they get it though? That's the question. Odie couldn't get that pass for Rick at the side of the net. Rack doesn't cover it. It's loose at the side of the net still, and they could not shove it home. Boyley. Marco, and now Nuge with the puck now. 2 minutes left to go here in the second period. Tendy will move it ahead for Odie. Odie on the far wing along the boards. Odie try to center it. Krusty. Ethan is offside of the line with 54.7 left to go here in the second. Starstruck needs some quick ones here for sure. They need that offense that the Underdogs are producing right now, because if they don't get that, they might not survive long in this series. Best of 5. Underdogs lead the series 1-0. They're trying to go up 2-0. They're up 4-1 here in game 2. Rick gets through a check. Marco now to Tendy. Slid towards the goal. Slap down the length of the ice. Banked off the boards for Ethan. It's Krusty. It's stopped at the buzzer. And a 3-goal second period for the Underdogs. Quick offense has been the answer in this series and the difference. The Underdogs have a 4-1 lead. We're back, everybody, for the third period. A crucial one here in the series. If Starstruck pull a comeback that they really need right now, they can even this series up, and if not, Underdogs will go up 2-0. Deek's shot, save made. 17 shots. Centering pass in the crease. Boyley steals it away from Marco. Ethan C going for the hat trick. That was knocked away. Tendy fell down in the process. Ethan C to Boyley. Save made. There's a scramble here for Starstruck. They'll take a timeout, I think. And we're going to pause here. That's right now. It is just looking so bad for Starstruck, unfortunately. (4-1) Underdogs on top here against Starstruck. Deeks holds it in at the blue line. Ethan C. Centered. Krusty scores! They add on to the misery on Starstruck here. I said it's 5-1. And the crowd not liking that here. And Starstruck down a lot here. They're going to be down a lot in the series and down a lot here in the game. They need an incredible comeback here. Rick, centered. Marco couldn't get the shot away. Marco along the boards. Shot it towards the net. It deflected wide of the net. Ethan's way offside, so they got to reset. Krusty deking through. Rick lost it. Marco gets it out of the zone. Deeks, 14:40 left to go. Slap down. Boyley gets it behind the net. Now looking to center for Krusty. Odie, trying to move it ahead for Marco. Odie, Marco gets it now. To Tendy. Odie into the middle. Rick drops it out for Nuge. Rick will get it in the corner. They need a comeback here. Marco looking in the circle. Rick trying to center it. Got blocked. Rick forced off the puck by Deeks, and now Nuge will rim it all the way around. Marco will get it along the far boards. Got crunched along the boards. Rick will get possession back. Tendy scores! His second goal of the game. It is now 5-2 with 11:07 to go, and you never know. Ethan now with the puck. Looking to center for Krusty, couldn't go. Tendy tried to stretch past Rick. If that had connected, maybe a good chance for Rick to try to make this a 2-goal game. Less than a half a period to go. Here in the game, Starstruck need to come back quickly. Side of the net, Ethan C. couldn't bank it in. Trying to do it to the middle. He had Tendy open on the wing. Nuge to Rick. Save made by Rack. Rebound off the post. Rick. Poke checked away. Nuge gets it now. Nuge to Marco. And he couldn't get the shot away. Boyley. Odie. Krusty. Ethan C. couldn't get the shot away. Krusty backdoor. Boyley stopped. Might have hit the post. Save made again. Moyer. 6:21 to go. Outshot 21-11 right now as Starstruck. They have 4 goals in the series. The Underdogs with 10 in the first 2 games, and this series could end quickly. The next one could be the last one, or else Starstruck can pull off a miracle comeback here. Rick. Marco holds it in to Rick, and a save. Rack. Rebound, scores! Rick poked it home. It's 5-3. The goalie did not cover the puck. It is a good goal, and it's 5-3 in the last 5 minutes of the game. He thought it was frozen. Rick did not stop on the play. He poked it home, and Starstruck's within 2 with 5:22 to go. And they need 2 quick ones. Krusty will move it ahead. It's now 5-3. Krusty knocked down there. Ethan could not get it. Krusty looking. Centered. Score! Hat trick again! Back-to-back games. Ethan C. A hat trick in the first game. And a hat trick in this game. It is now 6-3. And all the momentum that Starstruck had has now been diminished. 6-3 now. Ethan C. across. Krusty trying to go back for Ethan C. Odie will get it now. Trying to move it ahead for Tendy. Marco. Still 3.5 minutes to go. Starstruck down 6-3 here in game 2. Rick will move it ahead. Rick on the outside. Got hit along the boards. Almost gave it away to Tendy in the slot, trying to make it 6-4. Ethan C. to Krusty. Tendy moved ahead for Rick, and he gets crushed. Krusty hit. Ethan C. Centered. Tendy will move it ahead with 1.5 minutes left to go. Rick gets to the defense. Rick! And his poke checked away on the back check. Rick and Tendy has to get back on side. Marco will move it ahead. Tendy to a chance at the side of the net, hit the post. Boyley to Ethan C. and Odie. Krusty stopped. Moyer, rebound loose in the slot. Marco gets it out to center ice. Tendy dropped it off for Odie. 2-on-1 with Crench. Trying to feed it for Rick, and it could not go. Boyley behind the defense. Boyley drops it off for Krusty. Centered, out in front. Deeks is denied. Still loose and played. Off the boards. Ethan C. gets it with 20 seconds to go. Stolen away at center ice. Rick moves it ahead with 18 seconds to go. Dropped off for Nuge. 14 seconds to go. Rick will get it now. Rick center for Tendy. Oh, what a save! An unbelievable save again by Rack. Tendy on a break. Shot save. And Starstruck's going to go down 2-0. And the Underdogs have a chance to win the series in the next game. 6-3, the final in game 2. We'll be right back with game 3 coming up next. We're back, everybody. Game 3, potentially the deciding game of the series. Starstruck trying to stay alive and force a Game 4 back on their home ice in Dallas. The Underdogs trying to sweep Starstruck here tonight. Game 3, Starstruck on the verge of elimination. Lost 6-3 in Game 2. Had a 2-1 lead in Game 1. Lost 5-2. If they had held on to that lead or maybe build on it, this could be a different series. This series could be tied, and there could have been a deciding game in Game 4. Instead, now, Starstruck has to win a game to try to force it back to Dallas. Tandy will move it ahead. They have not scored first here in the series. Starstruck, Tandy gets it now along the boards. Try to center it for Marco. Out of the reach. Odie. Nuge. To Odie. Deflected, and Tandy will get it. Krusty now on the intercept along the boards. Moves into the circle. And the short side, it's in the crease. Nuge to Boyley. Krusty couldn't get a shot away. Odie will move it ahead for Tandy. Dropped it out for Nuge. Here's Marco into the middle. On the outside, dropped out for Rick. Shot save. That could have been big if Starstruck got the first goal in the game. It's been important here in the series. Krusty on the backhand waiting. Ethan C in front of the net. Boyley could not hold it in. It's offside at the line. 14:44 remaining here in the first period of Game 3. Starstruck down 2-0 in the series, trying to win this one to force a Game 4 back in Dallas. If they can get it to that point and they win that Game 4, a Game 5 deciding game, do or die. Ethan C with 6 goals in this series. Broken up. Ethan C stopped. Moyer needs to have his best game here tonight. French to Deke, scores! From the blue line, a one-timer. And for the third straight game in the series, the Underdogs have the lead on their first. And pardon me, everybody.
Right? And only $250
You can see the game
for my
here.
favorite site.
And here comes the Underdogs on the outside. And it's fought for along the boards. Chipped into the corner. I'm sorry, everybody. This is just the best way we can do this here. From the outside shot, score! Crench with the goal. It is now a 2-0 lead. And Starstruck not looking too hot here in game number 3. Here's Odie. Pressured almost off the puck. Moves it ahead for Rick. He gets crushed along the boards. Back into the zone on the re-entry. The Underdogs trying to take a 3-0 lead as they have just opened the gates already early on in this first period. Stolen away here at center ice. Back on the outside. Shot into the middle. And that's broken up. Odie will move it ahead now. Here's Rick the other way. Looking. Down low. Marco. Worm it all the way around. Odie at the point. Holds it in. Sends it low. Chance on the side of the net. It was stopped. Held in at the point for just a moment. It is offside, actually. And that'll do that. Apologies, everybody. Stupid ads, whatever. 2-0 Underdogs with 7:48 to go. Dumps back into the corner. Goes behind the net now. Underdogs trying to take a 3-0 lead. They're trying to win the series here on a sweep. That shot was blocked. Boyley centered again, and it was out the outside of the net. Only one shot on goal for Starstruck here in the period. Delayed penalty upcoming and a power play upcoming for Starstruck. They need it desperately. Delayed penalty upcoming to the Underdogs. Tendy looking to Rick. Doty, oh, what a save! Rack denied him. Starstruck will need a comeback to save their season. They're down 2-0. Off the face-off, Marco. Odie looking for a power play goal. Odie held it in. Rick gets it now. And, oh, it's actually a 4-on-4, pardon me. And Tendy was miscommunicated there. Marco moves it ahead for Rick. Crench defending him well along the boards, and he'll get the puck. 5-2, the shots favoring the Underdogs. Boyle across for Ethan C. Scores! 3-0, Underdogs. And a 4-on-4 goal, I believe, there. Ethan C. with his 7th, I believe, or 8th goal of this series. He has had a great series. He has his 7th goal of this series. A hat trick in the first 2 games. Krusty now, 3 goals on 6 shots, and they're looking for more. Krusty gets it behind the net now. Looking to center it. Odie will intercept. Nuge will move it ahead. Rick. Ethan C. 2-on-1 with Krusty. Ethan C. Poke checked away. Boyle. And Nuge. Can't clear it. Crench. Center. Krusty off the side of the net. Odie will move it ahead for Marco. Moving it ahead. Marco. Shot it wide. Slapped down the length of the ice. Banked off the boards for Krusty. That'll do the first period. 3-0 Underdogs in an elimination game. Trying to win the series to move on to the 3rd round of this PLG Summer Sizzler. They're up by 3 here in game number 3. Game number 3, 2nd period. Marco trying to lead his team to a comeback here. But right now it is looking really bleak with a 3-0 deficit in an elimination game. Boyle. Oh, right on the goal line. It was stopped. Face-off one here, Deeks. Shot blocked out in front. Krusty tried to center it. Score! It is now a 4-0 lead and a timeout being taken here, obviously. Starstruck has not had a good night. And now it is just embarrassing at this point. 4-0 deficit in an elimination game. The 5th seeded Starstruck not looking good. Deeks, now Ethan, through the middle. Centering pass, and it's deflected away. Tandy will get it now. Marco will move it ahead. Only 2 shots for Starstruck here in the game. Tandy, 4-0 deficit for Starstruck. Krusty will dump it into the corner. Ethan C. centered. Ethan C. stopped on the rebound. Boyle will get it. Krusty. Through the legs! In the crease. Was stopped again. And another intercept of a pass. And that pass cross ice for Boyle. Could not connect. Krusty fires one off the post. Trying to add on to the misery on Starstruck. 11-2, the shots favoring the Underdogs. It's probably the worst game that Starstruck has played all series. And this is in the game that they needed to stay alive in. It's still not over, but they need to turn it up now. Odie gave away at center. Crench. Nuge banks it off the boards for Rick. Tendy could have had a breakaway, but he does not have enough energy here. Ethan C will dump it into the corner. Deeks will get it. Ethan C at the side of the net. Marco wins the face-off, or tried to. Krusty and Nuge moves it ahead from Marco to the middle. Tendy will move it ahead. 3-on-2. Tendy to Marco. He has not had a goal in the series. Tendy stopped. Rack came back into the middle. Boyle will move it ahead. Poked away by Odie. Rick will get it now. To Nuge. Broken up there, and Krusty will move it ahead. 3-on-2. Krusty will drop it off to the point. Crench. Crench now with the puck. Spins through a check. Spins again through a check. Holds it in. Krusty. Shot! Save made. Deeks. Krusty holds it in. Thrown towards the net. It was stopped. Nuge. Held in. Ethan C. Power play upcoming for Starstruck. Maybe some energy here. They need it. Marco trying to win the faceoff, could not. Crench. And Tendy backdoor. Rick scores! Rick Chell has cut the deficit to 3. And Starstruck is finally on the board with a power play goal. That's the first power play goal of the series for either team. And on their 4th shot, they got some energy. Odie moves it ahead for Tendy. Gave it away to Ethan C. Krusty into the zone. Ethan C in front. Shot blocked out in front. Odie. Tendy. Moves it ahead for Nuge. Into the middle. Nuge to Marco. Oh, Nuge shot was stopped. Tendy could not hold it in. 3-on-1. Deeks all alone. Save made. Moyer with 5:33 remaining. 15-5. The shots favoring the Underdogs. Marco try to win the face-off. Nuge gets it out to center. Tendy moves it ahead. 2-on-1. Marco. Marco on the outside. Marco was evened away by French. Rack and Marco were intercepting together. Rick to Marco. Oh, what a save. Krusty and Tendy. Boyle. Shot towards the net was blocked. Ethan C. looking. Crench shot. Save. On a one-timer with 2:57 to go. Face-off won by Odie. Nuge will move it ahead. Rick in the middle. Rick, save, Rack. Tendy will get it behind the net now for Marco. Perimeter, Tendy gets it along the boards. He gets pressured by 2. A penalty upcoming. And Starstruck, who are 1 for 1 on the night, looking to get another one. And a timeout being called here by the Dogs, I believe, or Starstruck, I'm not sure. But either way, we're going to see. don't know how this one went in. Yeah, I'm looking at this replay here. That deflected off of 2 bodies and goes right off the pad. It's an unlucky, unfortunate sequence. And then this turnover right here, right off the paddle of the stick. Both of these second period goals have been odd ones for sure. Marco looking to win the faceoff. He does. Nuge from the blue line, now in the circle. Nuge centered. Boyley behind the net. Krusty in the corner. Marco will get it now, and Rick will move it ahead for Odie. Odie on the far wing. Lost it. Krusty will move it ahead, short-handed, not enough energy. Power play expiring in 30. Turnover, Ethan C. Short-handed. Ethan C. scores! .3 remaining, and the Underdogs take a 5-1 lead going into the third. Unless Starstruck can get one real quickly here on this power play. Tendi in the middle, and Rack was flying around. Does not matter. 5-1 Underdogs. Could be the potential last period of this series. Ethan C. has been a real difference maker. I believe 8 goals in the series. Trying to go for his 3rd hat trick of the series. Third period could be the potential last period for Starstruck in the series if they did not come back from 5-1 down here in the third. Marco. Power play expires now. They're 1 for 2 on the night. The only goal coming on the power play by Rick. Nuge. Intercepted by Crench. Marco with some speed, moving it in. Ethan C. levels him out of the play. Boyley to the point for Deeks. Shot deflected, save. Crench. Along the boards, Nuge gets it, moves it ahead for Rick. 2-on-1, 3-on-1, Rick across. The pass could not go and in the net. Ethan C. dropped off for Krusty. Delayed penalty upcoming to Starstruck. Odie for charging. And the frustration just letting out here for Starstruck in the final game. So Odie to the box. And with a 5-1 lead, the Dogs sitting comfortably here. Trying to win the series. Nuge will slap it down the length of the ice. Played for Rick off the boards. And then doing that play, trying to imitate that Underdogs play. That's a very good play, though. Using the kind of Joe Louis Arena board-like effects. Ethan C. trying to go for his 3rd hat trick. Shot towards the net. Deeks couldn't get the rebound. Marco gets hit in the circle as Krusty trying to give it for Crench. Crench has it. Deeks' shot is blocked, and Tendi moves it ahead for Rick. Nuge will move it ahead, and we'll dump it back in. Starstruck season potentially ending in the last 14 minutes of this game. Tendy now, Marco moves it ahead. Rick short-handed. Rick spins and a penalty upcoming. Krusty to the box, the third power play for Starstruck. Marco trying to win the face-off, could not, and cleared down into the ice. Crowd booing here as he did not like the call. Marco will get it, moves it in the middle. Here's Tendy, across for Rick. Rick waiting to Nuge, trying to give it back for Rick, could not go, and Deeks will slap it down lane to the ice. Odie to Nuge, to Marco. Tendy through the middle. Tendy threw it towards the net. Rick, save. Rebound loose in the slot. Tendy couldn't get the rebound. Nuge will get it again. Power play expiring in now. And a third power play opportunity. Only one has been converted on by Starstruck. Krusty. French now. Tendy will intercept. Boyley's AFK. They're at that point now. 20 shots for Underdogs. Only 8 in the game for Starstruck. Not a good showing here in an elimination game. Rick to Tendy. Blocked as a great defensive play happened there by Crinch. Wow. Could have made it 5-2. Krusty. Lost it. Krusty gets it again. Ethan C trying to go for the hat trick. Krusty with 7.5 to go. Odie moves it ahead for Rick. Rick in. Lost his footing. He got hit from the legs. 6.5 to go. Nuge steals it away. Tendy gets it. Rick is denied, and then they score. Rick gets his second of the game, and it's 5-2. Tendy and Nuge with the assists. 5-2 deficit. With 6:05 to go in the third. Starstruck scoring the last 2 goals in the game. Rick now, Marco centered, Tendy. Nuge will get it, shot. Marco's down behind the net, or else he would have had the puck. Marco, empty net, and another penalty upcoming. Ethan seeing an interference call, and the Starstruck going back to the power play for the 4th time in the game. They need a comeback. Marco, a 4:55 to go, wins the faceoff. Odie has the puck to Tendy in the circle. Tendy shoots! Oh, what a save, Rick! Rick looking, try to center for Marco. That was forced away. Tendy! Oh my goodness, that was close. If he got the pass across, that could have been a very good scoring opportunity for Starstruck to make this a 5-3 game. Krusty short-handed. Odie will move it ahead. Odie to Marco! Tendy! Can't get it home. Tendy to Rick, and it was blocked. He was trying to go for the hat trick. Marco levels him behind the net. Marco to Rick. Couldn't get the shot away. Nuge. Deeks has it. And now Marco. Centered score! Marco! It's 5-3. The captain on the board. And don't go anywhere. 2:57 to go. It is now a 5-3 game. Marco's first of the series. This could be crucial. Last 3 goals by Starstruck. Tendy on the outside. Deeks pressured along the boards. Rick gets it. Rick! Oh, it's there! They score! A hat trick for Rick! It's 5-4. And don't go anywhere now. Starstruck is within 1. They need 1 goal to tie it. Odie moves it ahead for Tendy. Oh, what a hit. Krusty, 2-on-1. Krusty gets through a check. Krusty, oh, in the crease. A minute left to go. To decide this series, either we go to overtime, 5-5, chance to win the series for the Underdogs, or will Starstruck get back in this game? Come on. We will see. Ethan C drops it off for Krusty. Odie poked it away. 45 seconds to go. Nuge. Poke checked away. Odie gets it now. Nuge. Back on side. Marco! Marco! Oh my goodness! What a chance. Ethan C will move it ahead. Odie. Krusty behind the net. Krusty pressured. 20 seconds to go. Rick moves it ahead for Tendy. 15 seconds to go. Marco waiting to Nuge. Oh, poked away. Odie to Tendy. Shot blocked. Rebound loose. Nuge with 7 seconds. Shot. Oh, it's on the goal line. It's stopped. .9 to go off the face-off. One there, Deeks. Centered in the slot. It's over. The series over. Underdogs win it 5-4. The sweep is complete.